So you might be thinking,
alorxiia, what are you doing in Roblox Studio?
well, today I'll be showing you guys how to create a Roblox GFX. It's very simple and this is the standard version. So if you want an advanced tutorial, comment below and there's going to be a poll over in the iCard in the corner. So you can vote, do you want an advanced tutorial or do you not want an advanced tutorial? So we're going to get right into the video. So the first thing you want to do is get the program Roblox Studio, which I am in, and you want to get the load character plugin. So it'll look something like this, and all you have to do is click on it and type in whatever character's username you want to be in your GFX. So for example, I'll do my username at the moment, which is Unusual Diamond Player, and I'll spawn it in. And then you can just hit this little X to make sure this is at spawn at origin and you spawn R6. So then you want to go to where you can see your character. And once you're at a good position, you can type over here in the toolbox. To open up the toolbox, you just have to hit home up here and then click toolbox, and you can search up different types of models or go onto the Roblox page and get models, and all you have to do to access those is by hitting the little waffle and you'll have all your models that you have here. So I'm going to use this one by Bunzi. It's called Hollywood. So this is how it looks. She's amazing at making models. So this is how her model looks. And you can just search up aesthetic, rooms, bathroom, outdoors, whatever you really want. So once you have your two things that you want in your GFX, the model is completely optional, I forgot to mention before. Then what you want to do is, what I like to do is multiply my character just by right clicking and then clicking duplicate, and then click the move tool and move it over a little bit, and then on one of the models, it doesn't really matter, click the drop down arrow in the Explorer tab. To open up the Explorer tab, you want to go to View and then click Explorer and just click the drop down menu and delete your torso, right leg, right arm, left leg, left arm, and humanoid root part. So you just click the delete key on your keyboard and they're gone. Now this is what you have to import into your GFX. This is just for the coloring on your GFX. So to download these items, what you want to do is you can close this. You want to go to the character that you want to download, right click, scroll all the way down the bottom, click export selection, and then a folder with all your stuff will pop up. You just choose where you want to download it and just save it as whatever you want. I'm just going to save mine as my username. You can't really see this right now, but I'm downloading it. And then you want to do the same thing for your head. I'm just going to save it as my username, but add head at the end. And you just want to do the exact same thing for the model. It's a very simple process, and that's really it for Roblox Studio. So I already have this downloaded, so I don't really have to re-download it. So that's it for Roblox Studio. Now we're going to get into the Blender program and I'll show you what to do in there. So now we are in Blender, and I accidentally skipped this step, but there will be a screen that will have different files to open. At the bottom you want to click open, and in the description there's a link to download the women rig and a whole bunch of other rigs that you'll need to make your character look like your character. So you want to open that file and just click the .blend file, and it'll bring you to something looking like this, but with a different body type. So for this, once you're here, you might think that this looks very scary. This is just the way that it's supposed to be, so nothing bad's happening, it's all how it's supposed to be. So you want to left click on the head, click the B key on your keyboard, and drag over top all the extra stuff on your face. Make sure you're only selecting everything on the head. You don't want anything else because you might accidentally delete it. Then all you have to do is click the delete key on your keyboard. Once that is done, you want to left click on any of the body parts, then do shift and click the rest of the body parts. Make sure not to hit the little black things around the edges. And then down here, you just want to move this up. Click where the little clock is and change it to shader editor and zoom in until you find a little orange box that says texture, and you want to click the little folder icon, and it'll bring up your files, which you cannot see, but all I have to do is click on my character. So let me just find the folder quickly. So if you see something like this happen, you're going to have to go back into Roblox Studio and re-download it. Sometimes it also just needs another little click for you to get it back, but if it still isn't working, then you want to do a different one. So mine is not working. I am going to need to go back into Roblox Studio, but I'm just going to do another thing for my old avatar that I still have, which loads in fine. And you can just bring that down, go up here to File, go to Import, and do waveform.obj, and just look for the OBJ file that you have saved. So it might say your username head or whatever you saved it as. It was really up to you. So once it's loaded in, it's not going to be directly on your character how you want it to be. So you want to go up to Edit, click Operator Search, and type in Origin, and do Set Origin to Geometry. And now once that's done, you want to rotate it to how you want it and move it to how you want it. So my character's head is how I want it to be. So to move around in Blender, you want to click Shift and the top key at your keyboard. It has an apostrophe and a little squiggly line. So you just move that to move around and click to stop, and then you can finish positioning your character. And the same process that you did to your head, you can do with the model. It might take a little tiny bit to load in, but that it is loading in. So your cursor might turn black, or it might say that's not responding, but it's loading in. So mine just did that and it just loaded in. So you want to do the same thing that you did to your head, go to Operator Search, and it'll already have Set Origin up. You just have to click it and then do Origin to Geometry and just move it to where you want it. I'm just going to move it a little bit closer because I'm able to move my character. So then I select my player's head and do Shift and click little arrows around it, and then select my head again, still holding Shift, and everything will now be selected besides this little circle, but it's not really that important. So you just want to keep moving along as you move your character. Position it how you want it. So I'm going to keep my character like this for now. It might look really weird, but it's just so I'm able to like have it so it's easier for me to position, because I'm always able to move everything in Blender. So I'm just going to move it up a tiny bit so I can still see the feet. So then I'm going to click where I want it to be, where I want the body part to be moving. So if I want it to bend the knee, I just click the line that's around that part, click rotate, and I can bend it back. The same thing for the other leg. Sometimes it might be a little harder to move around, but once you use it, you'll get a little bit used to it. So I'm gonna actually rotate the chair along with the model so it's right behind my character. Just move it over a tiny bit, adjust my camera. And as you can see, it's where I want it to be. So it might be on my character a little bit, but it'll be fine. So then just keep positioning and moving it how I want to be. So this is just going to be a time lapse of me positioning my character. Okay, so I've finished positioning my character. It might look a little wonky, but I'm fine with that. So then, now it's on to moving on to like all the settings and stuff. So you want to come over to the side, you want to click the camera icon, make sure it's on cycles, and all of this should pretty much stay the same, but change your render to 160. It just works for me, but I know some other people use 130, so one of those two works pretty well. So this, you can change the background to transparent, but it doesn't really matter. If you do click transparent, there is an extra step that I will be showing. So then I want to go to performance, change 64 to 32 on both of them. And that is it for the little camera tab. Now you're going to go to the one below it, change it to any resolution that you want. If you want a profile picture, just make sure that it's square. So the same dimension by the same dimension. And then if you did do a transparent background, instead of having FFmpeg video, you want to make it, well, let me find it quickly. You want to make sure that it's a radiance HDR.
It's a radiance HDR. It's a radiance HDR.
Hold on, did I just say a radiance HDR? Sorry guys, I did not mean to say that. You are supposed to go and pick PNG, and then there's 3 little options up at the top, right, literally right above it, and you want to click the one all the way to the right that starts with an R. That's what I was looking for, but that's what I couldn't find. So that's what you're supposed to do. Do not listen to what I just said.
And if you're having a normal one, you want to make sure that this is PNG. Then down here, all you have to do is scroll all the way down and click denoising. Then go to the world icon, and now you're going to have to go to a different website that I'm going to be showing you guys what to do to download something to put in this section. So now you want to go to the website 𝓂𝒃, which will also be linked down in the description. And this will have a whole bunch of different HDRIs for you to download to add into your GFX. So you can really click whichever one you like and see which lighting looks best on your render. So I'm gonna, I don't know which one I'm gonna do, but there's one I have downloaded, which I like to use often. It's Flower Hillside, or something similar to that. So I'm going to see if it pops up. Yep, this is it. So I'm just going to open it in a new tab, and I'm just going to wait for it to load. So once you're on it, you want to scroll down to see 4K, and you just want to click it and it'll be downloading. I'm not going to click it since I already have it, but that's really all you have to do in ＨDRI Haven. So now that we're back into Blender, what you want to do is go to the world icon that we're already on, click Use Nodes, change color, the little dot next to it, click that, and make sure you click Environment Texture, hit Open, and look to where you saved your HDRI. So I just opened mine up. This one's 𝓂𝒃 03 4K. So 4K is the one that you downloaded. Everyone's going to be different depending on which one you downloaded, and that's all you have to do in the world icon. And I think that is really it. But sometimes you'll see it that your character's head is a little transparent and it didn't really turn out how you wanted it to. So I would recommend before you render, you X out of this, hit new, and go back to where you did the same thing for the rest of your character. So just open the same thing up and your head will be back to normal. So also to see what your GFX is going to look like, you just hit the little button down there. It'll look very pixely, but it'll change over time. I want to be kind of surprised because I think I know how it's going to look just by looking at this. But what you want to do next is go up here to render, click it, click render image. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. So what you want to do first is click on your character's head, then click Shift A, hit camera, and click 0 on the number pad key, or click down to your view, then cameras, active camera, and you just move around the position that you want your GFX to be. So say you just want it to be like that. And then you hit render image. So you won't see what it looks like for me, but I'm just going to be pulling it up in a second. So as you can see, it's starting to render. So you can see the different times. So time is how long it's been rendering, remaining is how much you have left. I still have 20 minutes for this thing to finish. So that's basically all you have to do. You just have to wait that amount of time. So I'm just gonna give you guys a little glimpse now, and then I'll show you guys the finished product. So let's go. Okay guys, so I don't have enough time to let this thing finish rendering, but this is about what the finished product will look like. Just add on a little bit of leaves on the side and the finish off of my crown and the rest of that wall. But this is basically what it looks like. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. I will be posting how to create a animated intro like mine and different alternatives to making a intro. So a whole bunch of videos are going to be coming soon. So again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, night, or evening wherever you are in the world. Love you guys. Bye!